I'm Elijah, this is Ryan, Jai somewhere. We're Thumbtack's blog, and this is our Malaysia video.
We started off in Kuala Lumpur, which is a multi-diverse city. It was pretty crazy, just it's kind of like being in the US, except that it's just all different types of Asians that are there. Indian, Korean, Chinese, Indonesian, Malaysian obviously. So it wasn't like just one type of food that was around, it was just a bunch of different ones. So I don't have any grasp on what Malaysian food exactly is, but it was tasty. We spent our time at a bicycle shop called the Basikal, but spelled differently. And we did a little bit of work in the shop where we were, I guess, cleaning and oiling up some parts, putting up drywall, cleaning windows. Just little things around the shop. I don't know how to fix a bike, so don't ask me. Are you my son?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then what song did you sing to me on my birthday?
Happy birthday.
But while we were there, we got to go see the Petronas Towers, which are really cool. They're two twin towers that are just sky high. And yes, it sounds like Harry Potter. We've made 100 of those jokes.
And it's lit up with a lot of white light, so it kind of did look like a Petronas, but this is Petronas. So.
A-E, there's a difference.
Yeah,
We also played in the fountains, which we found out later you were not supposed to play in the fountains. But Jai got to play in for 15 minutes before somebody came and pointed that out. So this video that's scrolling right now, totally not allowed, but just know that. On the way home from the Petronas Towers, we saw a dinosaur exhibit, and Jai got all excited, so we made a mental note to go back to that another time, which we did.
The dinosaurs. He was so excited to see these dinosaurs. Pretty much everywhere we've gone, we've tried seeing if there's some dinosaur themed thing there, but this one was it. It had the animatronic dinosaurs moving around. He was able to do different crafts like the fossil excavation little kit. Did some sand art, bounce house.
My man was having a good time. He was getting to be his inner dinosaur in another country. It's important that we have what we call Jai days every couple days, or every week or so, just so that he remembers that this trip is fun, because a lot of the stuff that we do sometimes isn't necessarily built for kids.
Yeah. And he appreciates the temples, but he can't run around in them.
Right. So we want to have a day specifically for Jai where he can just go nuts and be himself and yell and scream and run. And this was definitely a Jai day.
So we did have a few things that we wanted to do in Kuala Lumpur, but we ran into a little bit of the sniffles from Elijah and Jai.
Let's start with Jai.
Yeah, started with Jai, and then Elijah, he probably had it before Jai, but he's always like, oh, it's just allergies or the sun, something, blah, blah, blah. But him and Jai were sick, and so we had to stay put in the room. I was pretty much on quarantine with them.
She's still mad about it.
I am.
And next we went to Kota Kinabalu.
We call this traveling, but we knew that we needed to have some vacation time within our travel. So there we just went to the beach. We just, walked around. We didn't really do too much exploring away from the little town that we were in. But it was just nice not having an itinerary or a lot to do.
The big things that we did were we got on little boats and went to travel to some islands that are right off the coast of Kota Kinabalu. We stopped at Manutik, which is a pretty small island with not much on it, but like a barbecue for people to eat and a lifeguard station. We did lots of snorkeling and saw some cool fish. Daddy almost tripped. Ryan actually got attacked by a clownfish.
I did.
After that, we actually went to Manukan, which is the biggest island that you could go to. And that was definitely a place where we didn't do too much but eat at a restaurant.
Yeah, a restaurant. We sat on the beach part for a little bit and Jai got in the water again. But yeah, we kind of just chilled there. We got our fancy drinks.
Another day we went back to the islands. We went to the smallest island called Sapi, and that was a pretty cool little island. There was not much there except for the beach, and we got to snorkel there as well. Not as much sea life on that island, but still a lot of fun to just kind of play around and swim. Jai wanted to be by himself in the water, so we let him float out in the ocean by himself with his life vest.
Yeah.
And he stayed out there for a good like 40 minutes just by himself chilling. I'm coming for you, Jai. And we went and saw Thor Ragnarok.
What?
Ragnarok, or as Ryan and Jai call it, Ragnarok. Ragnarok.
He actually realized that popcorn in Malaysia is not regular butter popcorn, it's caramel popcorn.
And we know this because we got it at the Dinosaur place and it was like that, and we thought, oh well, this is just fancy.
Yeah.
And then we ordered popcorn from the movies and it had the caramel on it. And so yes, it is fancy on purpose.
I can say in Malaysia, he gave us the hardest time eating. He gave us a lot of attitude. He's over there.
He's off camera staring at us.
Yeah, a lot of attitude and just not wanting to eat that much. And we think
Even
maybe,
things that were his favorite.
Yeah, but I think that's because he got tired of eating the same thing over and over again.
On one of the nights we walked around and found, after watching the sunset, found a little market that was set up by fishermen. They pulled their boats back in and just threw their catches down on some ice, and you would come and sit down in little pop-up restaurants. And so we went in and picked up a lot of fresh seafood. I had like these prawns with this sauce, and Ryan had a whole fish that was
Red
baked.
snapper, yeah, that was fried with a sweet, spicy sauce on it.
We had some calamari.
Yeah, Jai loves calamari, and he actually likes the tentacle parts. He wants it to look kind of weird.
And then we also had some soft-shell crab.
Yes.
All fresh, super, super good, $25 American.
Yeah.
And we ate. It was fantastic.
Yeah. So it was super cool. And we watched some skateboarders, and Jai was running around with other kids, and Jai
Hanging out on a fish, yeah.
he just makes fun everywhere. On a main street that has lots of restaurants, but on Sundays it turns into a market.
It does. They could sell everything from fish for aquariums to all kinds of little food and trinkets and stuff.
Plants.
We got one of the coolest drinks. We actually had to get two because they were so tasty. They basically just drilled out a pineapple and blended it up for us after chilling it on ice and stuck some straws in it, and it was amazing. I love fresh pineapple blended juice.
Kota Kinabalu was just a lot of fun in the sun, watching sunsets, and I don't know, just hanging out and relaxing for our next trip to Australia.
Whole different continent.
Yes, whole different continent and experience, because we're planning on doing a road trip. So that's going to be, on the go pretty much every day. But yeah, you should definitely check out Malaysia if you can. We only went to 2 spots, but we know there's way more. So until next time, see you later, Malaysia.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can contact us in a myriad of ways. We've got travel tips, cool things to do with kids on the website, and
cool interviews with people that we meet along the way too.
Yep. Peace.